Kia ora. We're here in the Hurawhenua and I'm down at the base of Trig Road, and this is the entranceway. Can't quite get the gate. There's the entranceway, there's the access road in. The elevation on this is 300 metres. It's a very small hill by comparison to what we're going to start knocking out in other places. So this is just a quick intro. We're going up Trig. Should take about a half an hour under there and back, but the views up top pretty awesome. Here we go. Kia ora. Okay, we're getting to the top of Trig Road. The summit's just there. There's actually a little bit more further to go to be at the true peak of this hilltop. There's a cell phone tower, a telephone network tower at the top. I've been to that many times. What I've done is get to the gist of the hill. This is now at a 300 metre elevation above sea level. The starting at the base was 30 metres above sea level, so the ascent was 2.7 metres, 270 metres elevation over 2.5-ish distance on the plain. So at the top here I got a seat, and we're just going to talk about descending, because ascending is where the gains are made. Your muscles take a terrible workout, mine do. I only got 1/3 of the way up and then I stopped and walked, but that is probably 1/3 the distance. Sorry, that's 1/3 covered of the distance that I did over in Motivational on the staircases up to the water towers that they have in the city, or on the edges, outskirts. So when we're downhilling, just to make this quick, we've got to be careful that we don't create unmeaningful injuries or inflame the injuries that we already have sustained over the course of time in our lives. And downhilling is likely to be the most chanciest place you're going to inflame past injuries or create a new one that you've never had before. So there isn't really a trick to downhilling, but except for us to say that you need to stay in your lane, read particularly your knee joints, read your body, feel your body. You're going to feel everything lifting and dumping to the bottom of your gut as you get a bit exhausted. But it's really, really important, and I can't stress this enough, to take your time going down. Unless you have done this numerous times and gone down scree slopes on volcanic slopes or mountain slopes with scree slopes, then yeah, you burnt the passage to go for your life. But even then, you still have to proceed things with caution, because on scree slopes there is a risk that you can kick off a massive slope slide. Not quite an avalanche, but a slope slide is just as good, because you've got rock and debris falling down the hillside alongside you, behind you, and these things, once they pick up momentum, they get up to 60 to 120 kilometres per hour depending upon the free fall that they've got. So we're on our descent, heading down, and we should take all of 3-4 minutes to bang that bottom, and which is probably only a third the time it takes to get to the top, so all going well. And here we go. Hopefully no injuries created. Famous last words. Ka pai, kia ora. Okay, so we're heading down to the bottom of Trig where I began. When you get to the top, it's a T section. It goes up and it carries on along the length of Pai, and that you can follow that road. You can end up in Shannon without having crossed a few private properties along the way. So if you do go down that way, you do plan on taking it to the end, just proceed with caution, because you are crossing private property. And also this way here, this also goes up a little bit, and that takes you to the cell phone tower, another 300 there or more metres, and it's not a bad view so long as the trees are all being cut down. And as you can see, this is the third rotation of Pinus radiata, with a little bit of native growing in the undergrowth. So here we go. This is downhill. What makes this road exciting is that because most of it's downhill, it's a cruisy ride. You are inclined to get a bit of a stitch, and there are other users on this track. It's not too far away from town, so you get a lot of people cruising this track, bashing out, getting their VO2 max on, getting their fitness on, prepping up for the winter season. They're just generally taking good care of themselves. So those that you see out here, they're only about 2 or 3 kilometres out of town. Oh, I already got the stitch already. Okay, I'm going to slow down. They're only 2-3 kilometres out of town. So for those that are super fit, like I used to be, run out, smash the hill and run back into town, and that's a circuit. It's been a while since I've done that, and maybe not, I'll do that again. It's not important right now. Okay, so I've just slowed down, I've got the stitch, gave myself a cane. I was hoping to go down inside 5 minutes, but I don't think today is the day. So we'll sign off and see you at the bottom. Kapai, kia ora. Okay, I just thought I'd come back in here and try and give you an idea of where we've come from. So this is coming down this direction. The far point is the top. There, I'm coming down around a bend and following it around down, it straightens out, goes to another bend. This is a forest road, gives vehicles access to the pine trees inside this forest. It's been here for a long time, and it's really a lot of fun for cyclists to come down and get some good speed up. As I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of other track users here too, so you've got to proceed with caution that you don't find someone else on your way down and plough into them. I've done this track on mountain bikes and I've come off and probably hit that tree, I'll probably hit that tree, and I'll probably hit that tree all in the one fall. No, not really, but I have hit a few trees and I've had a few mean epic episodes. I'd like to get back into another mountain bike and start doing some videos once again, but I don't have the GoPro gear to be able to take these in a sensible manner, not without keeping one hand off the handlebars. So, but anyway, let's get back to this track. Okay, so we're about 1/3 the way down, about getting close to the point where I stopped to give myself some oxygen, let my legs catch up with my lungs, because while my lungs are sucking all the oxygen out of the room, my legs haven't quite acquired the efficiency to soak up all that oxygen, so I end up in a bit of an oxygen deficit with a lactate build-up. These are all biophysiology stuff, things that I've kind of made up on the spot, so whether I'm telling the truth or not, you're going to have to go and find out by doing some self-directed learning, I don't know. But anyway, I seem to have started picking up momentum again, and that's what the nature of downhills do to your legs. I've got a stitch in about 3 possible places that I didn't know you could get a stitch in, and need to shut up and just get my body down to the bottom before everything starts to seize up. I didn't bring any water, that might be one of the problems, but as you can probably tell by the sound of my voice, I'm starting to squeeze every word out of my body that I can. Okay, signing off, see you at the bottom. And we are out. So that was a good run. There's the signage. Discovered a few things about myself that I didn't know before. I'm not invincible, and getting the stitches, something that happens when you take things to without resting up. I guess the advice I can give you about getting the stitch on your descent is there's a way to push your way through it, depends upon where it is. I have mine quite often down here by the appendix. If you don't plan on stopping but want to carry on, my technique for carrying on the stitches, take the 2 fingers, put them down to where the stitch is, put your finger below that point and just add pressure on your way down. It doesn't remove the stitch, but it relieves some of the pain that you experience while you're moving. So that was a total time of 41 minutes. Probably take off the last minute for talking and doing chatter. So I estimate about 30 minutes up, 10 minutes back, which when you're doing time keep, looking at your personal best, 40 minutes is now my current baseline. I know what my peak performance time is, and I can divide that by half, the more fitter I get. And that's just me, that's my personal times, that's not yours. You'll make your own personal times up, and that gives me something to aim towards if I plan on doing this at a faster pace. I'm not planning on doing that at a faster pace. It's just about fitness maintenance. PBs will come at a later time, but for the minute I've got a baseline of information that I can progress from moving forward. and I know that I can cut that down in half, because I did stop at the top, took a video. There's a couple of breath stops that I took as well. But getting back down to the bottom, there was a stitch and a couple of other bits and pieces. But anyway, it's a good baseline to work with. I know my capabilities will be able to divide that over time. So, ngā me katoa katoa. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the Mangoni track, and I think we're going to bash that one out in 2 days' time. So, good leg prep, going for the bigger hills now, before we start arcing off into the mountaintops. Ngā mihi.